Yo, what's poppin' PokePals? Rare TCG coming at you with a brand new video. Today we are taking a look at two Pokemon actually. We're taking a look at the new Ambipom that came out in Phantasmal Flames, and we are taking a look at the new, well not new, but the old Sneasel from Team Rocket set. Just a quick recap as to what these cards do. Team Rocket Sneasel has the Strike the Sleeper attack, which by the way, I think is like one of the coolest names in TCG right now. It says that this attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each damage counters on that Pokemon. So what does that mean? If your opponent's Pokemon has 100 damage on it and it's on the bench, Sneasel just comes in and does 200 damage to it. So that's 300 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon right then and there. Ambipom has a dual tail attack for 3 colorless energy. You discard 2 energy from this Pokemon, and this attack does 60 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. So that's how we could get damage onto our opponent. We also play 4 copies of Froslass if our opponent is abusing Pokemon who use abilities, and Sneasel just comes in to clean it up in the end. We have a couple copies of Ditto's Transformative Start. That way we have better odds of starting with Aipom or Snorunt or Cleffa. That way we have a better starting position than just like starting with Sneasel, because that's something that you really don't want to be starting with. Our ace spec of choice here is Hyper Aroma, because finding stage 1 Pokemon is imperative to this deck. And for our energy, we have 11 energy. We play 4 copies of Ignition Energy and 4 copies of Reversal Energy. That's all for Ambipom, of course. And then, of course, we play 3 copies of Team Rocket's Energy for Sneasel in the late game, so he could come in and tag whatever is on the bench. We actually don't play any Boss's Orders in this deck. Instead, we play 2 copies of Counter Catcher. We want to be preserving our supporters, and wasting a supporter to drag up one of our opponent's Pokemon is not ideal, especially when we are going to be below on prize cards for a majority of the game. I've been playtesting this deck for almost a week now, and I've had some success. I've had a lot of not so much success, so I want to get into the objectives for today, because for those of you who don't know, this channel, while showcasing a rogue deck, also has objectives. As you can see in the top left corner, our main objective is the same as always. We are going to try to win a match or 2, but we also have 2 side objectives that we try to complete while showcasing a deck that are tailor-made to the deck. Our first side objective, of course, is to KO a Pokemon that doesn't have an ability. So how are we going to do that? With the help of Ambipom, of course. Hopefully we can get that rolling, or rather an EX that has no ability. And our second side objective is going to try to use Sneasel to KO a Mega EX. Most Mega EXs in the format do not have an ability, so that is going to be a tall order that I am asking for. But I'm hoping that we can get those done. So I've done enough yapping. Let's hop into some games and see how we do. Alright, here we are in Game 1, starting things off with the Ditto and the Snorunt, which is actually not that bad of a start, and my opponent is taking a mulligan. Not quite sure what they are using just yet. I did see a town store, and I saw a rare candy, so that tells me that they are definitely playing a Stage 2 Pokemon. I don't know who else is having this issue, but I don't know about you guys, but my PTCGL has been lagging lately. Doesn't matter if I play it on my computer, if I play it on my tablet, my phone, it just seems to be lagging lately. I don't know if that was part of the update that came out just recently, but that's why I've been a little hesitant as to play PTCGL lately. And it looks like we are going against an Okidogi deck. Okay, that's a little interesting. We're going to do a little transformative start here, getting myself an Aipom onto the field. And we're just going to pass for the turn, and then next turn I can get Hilda to get me an Ambipom, and I can attach this Ignition Energy, putting 60 damage into play. Or what I could do is I can get myself Arven to Hyper Aroma and get myself Froslass going now that they've benched the Pecharunt, who does have an ability, and we can really get things rolling. Oh, they're going to Janine Secret Art here. That's not great. That's going to get them 2 Dark Energies in play on 2 of their Pokemon, and that's also going to poison their Okidogi. Now, Okidogi has the Poisonous Musculature? Oh yeah, Musculature. Which says that it can attach 2 Dark Energies from the deck to itself, and if it does, it's poisoned, so using Janine on it doesn't really matter because it's going to poison itself anyway. I think the immediate threat here, I think we could all see what the immediate threat here is this Okidogi. So we are definitely going to put 60 damage onto him, and then we're going to put 60 damage onto the Pecharunt to try and expedite the process here. So hopefully we can get that done. There goes the 2 energy. And we are just going to... Well, I don't need Hilda at this point, do I? I kind of want to Iono. I think Iono's my best bet here, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. And I'm just going to town store here, getting myself a rescue board. That's my 1 rescue board. Okay, got to keep that in mind. I'm going to attach that to Snorunt in case we get knocked out, which I am completely prepared for. I do need to get an Ambipom in play here, so do I go for the... I think I go for the Hyper Aroma. I think that's my best play right now. And then next turn I can Iono. So I think I'm going to Hyper Aroma here. Just getting myself a couple Froslass and Ambipom, and let's start getting this rolling. I got 1 Froslass down, 1 Ambipom down, and thanks to Ignition Energy, I could just discard the Ignition Energy since it was going to be discarded anyway. Put damage onto you, and let's put damage onto the Pecharunt just to expedite the Pecharunt a little bit. And because the Okidoki is poisoned, he's already going to be taking some damage counters, so kudos to us. Maybe in the... I probably should have put it onto the benched Okidoki, but hold on now, here's what we can do. We can actually bring up the Froslass, take Sneasel, and attach the Team Rocket's energy to him, and do damage to the Pecharunt, and that will actually knock out the Pecharunt, because that's going to do 140 damage to him, and he only has 120 left on him. So that's actually a KO for Sneasel right then and there. Which, if I'm looking, oh, it has an ability, so it doesn't count for side objective number 1. But you guys see what I'm going with here. And because Sneasel only needs the Team Rocket energy, it can do all the damage it needs to for just 1 energy, which I think is absolutely great. So we are going to promote the Froslass, we're going to put down the Sneasel, put down Team Rocket's energy, and you guys can see how the deck flows. It's kind of okay. This guy's giving me the thumbs up, he has no idea what's about to happen to him. Alright, so let's get... Oh, we got another Snorunt, we'll definitely take that. Let's put a Sneasel down, let's put down the Rocket energy, and then we're just going to Iono here. That works for me. Unfortunate that we had to waste our Hyper Aroma so early, but we had to do what we had to do. I got myself another Snorunt and another Froslass in the active position, so we're going to retreat this guy and just strike the sleeper, taking out the Pecharunt on the bench, hitting it for 160. And there we go, we take 2 prize cards for that. Unfortunately, now my Froslasses are kind of useless, but oh, there we go, we got an Aipom off of that. That was definitely needed. Now, if we could just get ourselves like, no, we can't even use Counter Catcher because we're ahead in the prize right now. But eventually we won't be ahead in the prize, and then we could Counter Catcher this guy and start attacking him with Sneasel. That's going to be my best bet. Oh, they're playing Mega Gengar with it too. Well, unfortunately for them, we play no EXs of our own in this deck, so kind of unfortunate for them. They are going to take out my Sneasel, which I was okay with. I think I'm just going to let one of my Froslasses go down, probably this guy. Actually, we'll let the Snorunt go down. Doesn't make any sense for me to waste a... there's the Counter Catcher. So next turn, we could definitely start doing that. The only problem is we don't have Sneasel in our hand. And I kind of want to keep this hand just so I could use my attack on this Okidoki in the active position. It's poisoned, so it's kind of taking itself out. They are going to boss up probably my Aipom. I would say that, yep, they're going to boss up the Aipom. Okay, I kind of saw that coming. So what I'm going to do is, I guess I'm just going to counter catch one of these guys, probably the Haunter, since I don't really know who I want to... You know what? We'll counter catch this guy up, because he has no energy on him. That might be my best bet. So let's put this guy into the active position. And then we have to find ourselves not only a Sneasel, but we also have to find ourselves an energy, which is not... Well, we got one of those things, but not the other, unfortunately. And Ditto does absolutely nothing for us, because Ditto only works on our first turn. So that's why we don't play a million copies of Ditto. I'm just going to retreat into a Snorunt, put down a Sneasel, and hopefully next turn we can get ourselves the Rocket Energy or a Hilda to help us find that Rocket Energy. Which is what I do like about Hilda, is Hilda allows you to search your deck for any energy, whether it's basic or special. So that's good for us. Now, do they have a means of getting this? They got it of Crispin. Of course they do. They're probably going to put an energy on this Monkey Dory so they can start pinging damage off of us, which I'm kind of okay with, because we can theoretically outpace the Monkey Dory if we get ourselves more Froslasses on the bench. So I'm okay with that. I just really want to get the Sneasel powered up so I can start swinging with him. And I am well aware that we are out of Rescue Board, so this Snorunt's kind of stuck here, unfortunately. But I did not have the Sneasel, which is what I needed. Alright, they just attach past and use their Adrenabrain onto my bench Snorunt, but okay. Kind of weird if you ask me, but okay. Alright, well we got a Buddy-Buddy that can get us another Aipom. Let's do that. And we have Ambipom in hand, but I kind of want to see if I can get myself another Froslass so that my Snorunt doesn't go down. And I don't. Alright, what do we have in the discard? We have a Sneasel, an Ambipom, and 2 Aipoms. I do want that stuff in my bench. In my deck. So let's do that. Get that back into the deck. And I'm going to put a Reversal Energy onto this Aipom, so that when I come up with Ambipom, I can start swinging. As my Freezing Shroud starts doing its thing to the Monkey Dory. Now, of course, because we didn't get a chance to evolve our Snorunt, he is going to go down to the Adrenabrain. But my opponent does look like they are stuck in top deck mode, so that's good for us. And I don't think they have any more Dark Energy in their deck because they didn't use their Poisonous Musculature. So we actually might be in a okay position right now. I'm fine if they take this prize card, that's fine. So I could just attach any old energy to Froslass and recover it by retreating. Okay, so they do have energy because they are using their Okie Doki's attack. But actually, no, they don't. Wow, interesting. Okay. Kind of want them to use their attack so that they poison their Okie Doki, and then that'll put more damage onto them. So, if this card is attached to one of your Pokemon, discard at the end of the turn, as long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, provides 1 energy. Okay, so that allows me to retreat the Snorunt, so that's fine with me. Let's do that. And then I'm just going to Lillie. I don't want to get rid of their hand. Oh, beautiful. That's a nice hand right there. Got ourselves an Aipom and an Ignition Energy. I'm just going to Dual Tail onto the Monkey Dory, and I'm going to do damage to the Haunter. That way we soften them up for Sneasel. And now the Freezing Shroud will take out the Monkey Dory. Beautiful. So now we don't have to worry about that constantly pinging damage onto us. Alright, we're doing alright right now. I mean, I'm not totally convinced we're in a winning position right now, based on what my opponent has showed me, and based on what's going on in my deck. But we're slowly making progress here. They got the Risky Ruins down. Not that that's going to help them at this point, because I pretty much have my whole bench set up. And then we could just attach this Ignition Energy and put 60 onto the Haunter, knocking that out, and start pinging this Okie Doki on the bench. And again, they are going to fail their attack, which is fine by me. I'm going to attach this Ignition Energy. I'm going to put down this Ambipom. And let's use Arven. What do I have in the discard pile? Nothing, right? I'm pretty sure I got a Snorunt in there. So you know what? Let's get the Snorunt back. That way, once we get some free bench space, we could get the Snorunt back into play. I think I'm okay with that. And we're just going to Dual Tail. Right here, taking out the Haunter and taking out the Okie Doki. Well, not taking out the Okie Doki, but pinging the Okie Doki. And just like that, we are tied in prizing. And there's my other counter catcher. Beautiful. I don't actually need it right now. And I also would have loved my Rescue Board, so I could have gotten my Ambipom out of the active and gotten Sneasel going. But unfortunately, that did not come into fruition. Because once... Yes, please knock out my Ambipom. Oh, they're going to retreat. Actually, that's not bad. Because I have the counter catcher. So I can counter... I don't even have to. Because they're promoting the weaker one. I can totally take out this Okie Doki next turn. That's fine. We just won, guys. Wow. That was a pretty good showing. I'm not going to lie. And because Okie Doki doesn't have an ability, we could cross side objective number 1 off of our list here. Objectives to complete. So let's strike the sleeper, doing 200 damage to the Okie Dokie on the bench. And because they gave me the thumbs up, I'm going to give them the thumbs up. Thank you very much. Alright, here we are in Game 2, starting things off with Sneasel. That is like the worst start we could have had. And we don't even have a rescue board. So I think what I'm going to do is, since oh, there's my Ditto. You're a day late, $1 short, my guy. I'm just going to attach this, and hopefully I can get myself a rescue board at some point. But Sneasel is ready to go. And it looks like we are going against a Charizard deck, which is good for us because Charizard has an ability, so we could completely utilize that to our advantage with the help of Froslass. And they're going to be playing Pidgeot. Oh my goodness, my Froslasses are going to have a beautiful time with this. There's my rescue board. Beautiful. Okay. So I think what I want to do is I want to get Aipom going first. I think that's my best bet. And then I'm just going to Lillie's Determination. I have to try and find that Ignition Energy. I don't find it, but I do find another Aipom. That's good for us. And I'm just going to retreat into said Aipom. And I'm going to call it there. And now what I can do is I can evolve it to Ambipom next turn, and then Lillie's Determination again, hopefully finding myself what I need, the Ignition Energy, and okay, they got themselves the Charmeleon. That's not great. And I would love a Buddy-Buddy Poffin. That would also really help me. But I do have the Artazon, thanks to them, so I could use that to my advantage as well. Oh, they're playing Dusknoir. That's not great. So I definitely need... Oh, and they're just going to TM Evo. So, if I can get... No, I can't even get Froslass on turn 1. That's unfortunate. The good thing is that they can't use Curse Blast to take anything out unless they evolve into Dusknoir. Then we have a problem. And another Sneasel. I only played 3 Sneasel in this deck, and all I've been seeing is Sneasel. Okay, so we're just going to get myself a Snorunt into play. Let's start with that. And then let's Lillie's Determination. Getting 8 more cards. Ooh, nothing great. I got another Snorunt. Oh, sorry. You know what? I'm not going to play that Snorunt. I'm going to use my Buddy-Buddy to get the Snowrunts. That way I shuffle my deck a little more. Okay, and we got the Hyper Aroma. So unfortunately, we're going to have to wait another turn. That's the problem with this deck, is there isn't really a way to search out special energy right now, except for Hilda, but we kind of needed to use our supporters the way that we did. And on top of that, reversal energy only works when I'm below on prizes, so it stinks in the early game, like right now. But the good thing is we can use this Hyper Aroma to get myself a bunch of Froslass, and if I don't top deck an Ambipom, we can get ourselves an Ambipom off of that, and we could really, thin out the deck a little bit. Okay, they're going to promote their Tatsugiri with the help of Jet Energy, and that's going to get them an Arven. Oof, that's not what you want to see right now. If it is Terrazard, they could definitely pull themselves a Terra... Nope, they're just going to get themselves an Ultra Ball. Okay, that's fine. And it is going to be the Terrazard. Okay, so that's going to allow them to power up their Charizard completely. But now the issue... Oh, actually, it's not even an issue because they could just retreat because they got the Jet Energy. Yeah, that really is a thing now. Jet Energy with Charizard. I know people have been saying, oh, we use Jet Energy now because of Bidoo, and you get item locked, and you don't want your Charizard stuck in the active, yada, yada, yada. But I don't know, I just find that, like, that's such a interesting combination. Jet Energy and Charizard. Okay, I mean, I'm not hating on it. We get ourselves an Arven. What can we do with that? Oh, we can get ourselves a Night Stretcher. That's what we could do with that. Let's get myself a Night Stretcher. And again, I have... Oh, wait, I have the rescue board in hand. Okay, so that's going to give me my Ambipom. And then I could put this guy down. We definitely need another Aipom on the bench and get him ready. So let's get an Aipom going. It's my last Aipom, mind you. And let's just get all of our Froslass. Or not. We prized 2 of them. Of course we did, because why wouldn't we? PTCGO just loves me. Alright, so let's get Froslass going. Nice. Let's get a Reversal Energy going. And I'm just shy of knocking out the Dusclops, but I'm not shy of knocking out the Tatsugiri and the Pidgeotto. I could take both those guys out with the Freezing Shroud ability, so that's good for me. So that's going to give me... Oh, no, it's not going to give me 2 prize cards because, right, Pidgeotto doesn't have an ability. Sorry. I always forget that little detail. Alright, well, we got ourselves another Froslass, so that's good. And we have an Ambipom. What I could do... We need to find ourselves our counter catchers. We need to counter catch this Charizard. I can't put the damage on him once he's on the bench, though, so I have to make sure that I'm putting damage onto him once he's in the active. But because of his ability in our Freezing Shroud, every time we pass, he's going to be taking damage. So it's not a terrible thing. At one point, I was playing Legacy Energy as my A-Spec of choice for this deck, because I was like, oh, if I have 7 prize cards, you know, then it'd be a lot easier for me. But then the problem became that Reversal Energy wasn't working as often as it should. So I had to get rid of the Legacy Energy, and it was like Hyper Aroma was like the next best thing here. It was a no-brainer. Okay. Okay, we are going to promote the Aipom. There we go. We can get some more Freezing Shroud damage going. Hopefully that Dusclops on the bench never gets an opportunity to explode, which should be even better for us. We got an Ignition Energy. Oh my goodness, this is so great. Okay, and we got another Froslass. I don't have another Aipom though, do I? I think they're all, yeah, they're all in the discard. Okay, so let's get a Cleffa down, just because. We're definitely going to need him. And I'm going to take 2 prizes here. I'm going to take out the Duskull and the Pidgey. I feel like that's important to take out. I think we need to really get ahead in the prize trade here. And I really need to see what's in my prizing. Getting ourselves an Ambipom and an Arven. Okay. Let's see. With the Arven, we can get ourselves our other Night Stretcher, which can get us another Aipom. And we have Ambipom in hand, so that's okay. And next time they pass, that Dusclops is going to go down. They might be leery about... Well, actually, no. They might actually just pop the Dusclops now. Just because it's going to go down anyway. They're going to counter catch. Taking out one of my Froslass. Okay. That's fine by me. Ooh, that's a very shiny Iono they got going on there. And unfortunately, there goes my Ambipom. We got a Reversal Energy, though. And another Ambipom. They're just going to take out my Froslass. Yeah, they definitely see the Froslass as the threat here. And we are actually just going to take out the Dusclops. Wow, the fact that they just let that go down like that, that's kind of crazy. I thought they would have just popped it just to get a free prize card, but no. They just let it go down. Interesting. Okay. They really wanted that Dusknoir, huh? We still have not found an Aipom off the prizing, so those last 2 cards are actually just Aipoms, I believe. Alright, what can we do here? I think I'm just going to attach Reversal Energy, and I'm just going to... Wait, do I have another... I should have another Snorunt, don't I? I do! Let's get another Snorunt. And we're just going to Grasping Draw, getting ourselves a couple cards here. We got the Sacred Ash, okay. That could help. Now, the problem is, if they don't go down to 1 prize card, we can't we can't counter catcher up this Charizard, which I think is what we're going to do for game. I think if we can find a way to get counter catcher active, we can bring in Sneasel and just take him out like that. But now, because they've evolved into Pidgeot, they're going to be taking damage from Pidgeot, from the Freezing Shroud. And it doesn't tell me how much... how many damage counters it has on it just yet. I have to wait for them to finish there. So you should have 220 left over. And I'm going to hit you for 120, so it's not enough just yet. Once they have 100 damage counters on them, though, I think that'll be enough. Is 200? Yeah. 160 and 200 is... No. Oh, they're going to... Oh, that's actually going to help us. They don't know what a fool they are, because if we get a counter catcher right now... They just gave us game. They don't even know it. Please give me a counter catcher. That's all I'm at. Or an Arven. Arven or counter catcher. How many Arvens have I used? Just 1? So we have like 3 left in the deck. Come on, Arven. No, unfortunately. Okay. How much do you have left? 200. Yeah, no. I'm only going to do 160 to you. And then 2 more. Nope, we're just shy, guys. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Let's get myself Aipom, Ambipom, Froslass, Snorunt. If I had 1 more Froslass in play, I think that would have been enough. Alright, I could do 60 damage. It's not enough. You have 200, yeah. Unfortunate. We're just going to strike the sleeper here. dealing 160 damage to Pidgeot, but unfortunately they are going to survive with just 20 HP. Oh, if I had one more Froslass in play, we would have had enough to win. That was a really close match though against the Zard. The problem was that they had this. If they didn't have that, we would have taken the win on this. Very unfortunate for us. All right, here we are in game 3, starting things off with the Snorunt, and we have ourselves a Buddy-Buddy Poffin, which is okay with me. And we're going first, so what I can do is I got another Snorunt. Look at that. So I'm just going to get my. Hold on, let me check here. We got all 4 Froslass. Oh my god, we are definitely going to get myself. But we prized the Snorunt, unfortunately. Okay, it's always one or the other we prized. So I think we're just going to end it right there. Now, what we need to do is we need to Arven for a Rescue Board and the Hyper Aroma. And then we could just get ourselves the Ambipom going, and we can get ourselves the Actually, no, we could just go straight for the Froslasses. Just go straight for the Jugular with this one, because all they have right now is Mew, and Mew has an ability, so we want to eat this thing alive with our Froslasses. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we are going up against a Dragapult deck as my opponent evolves turn 1 into their Cloak, which is okay for us, I suppose. Let's see what we top deck here in Iono. We don't really need that. Can we get a Hyper Aroma? Thank you, sir. And our 1 Rescue Board. We just love prizing things with this deck, huh? Let's get ourselves 3 Froslass. And let's just start evolving into our Froslass here. Because everybody right now has an ability. They are definitely going to be taking some massive damage until they evolve into that dreaded Dragapult. But until that unfortunate event happens, we can start dealing some damage with our Freezing Shrouds. There we go. 3 damage counters on everybody. And they can't restart right now because they have 3 cards in hand. Hopefully they don't have a supporter in their hand that can get them out of this predicament. I am most definitely going to Lillie's Determination on my next turn. I don't want to Iono because I don't want to give them a fresh new hand, especially since they are struggling so hard. But the tide can turn with this Recon Directive, which is why Cloak is such a strong Stage 1 Pokemon. It really is. Also, I just realized something, guys. We couldn't have won that matchup against the Terra Charizard because Terra Pokemon can't take damage from the bench. So Sneasel can't even attack the Charizard, so it didn't even matter in the end. That's also going to apply for this Dragapult once it does become a Dragapult. The good thing here is that they haven't shown me that they're evolving into Dragapult just yet, and if they can't get the evolution right now, they're just going to lose the Cloak, because once they pass it back to me, they're going to take 3 more damage from the Freezing Shroud, and then once I pass it back to them, they'll take another 3, doing 90. So that Cloak is going to be pretty much nullified. We don't have to worry about that. We're going to Genome Hack. They're only going to do 20 damage. Choose a random card from your hand and shuffle into the... Oh, there goes my Lillie's Determination. Of course. Yeah, random. Yeah, so random, PTCGL. So random indeed. Alright, well, it's not the end of the world, because even if I do give them a new hand, like I said, that Cloak is not surviving to see a Dragapult. So that's good for us. And I'm just going to Iono here. Hopefully getting myself an Ambipom and an Ignition Energy. Well, I got one of those things, but not the other. Alright, well, let's just evolve anyway so that we have a little assurance. And we'll pop down the Cleffa just because. And we'll take out the Cloak with the help of the Freezing Shroud. And that'll be the end of the Dragapult threat. And I just got rid of their air balloon, so that's even better for me. And Mew is slowly being eaten away by Freezing Shroud. Good for us. We got the Ignition Energy. Beautiful. So, if they decide to bench something, we can attach this Ignition Energy. And, Latias, another Pokemon with an ability that we could definitely abuse here. We're going to do 60 damage to Mew and 60 damage to Latias, because why not? So, in the end, that Iono actually helped us more than it helped them. Although, they can use my attack and do 60 to 2 of my Pokemon, which I'm okay with because they can only knock out Cleffa. And I'm okay with losing Cleffa at this point. But they would have to discard 2 of their energies to do so, and I don't think they want to do that. But I could be wrong. Okay, they are indeed going to genome hack and do my second attack, doing 60 damage to 2 of my Pokemon. Like I said, probably the Cleffa, or if they see the Frostlasses as the bigger threat, they're probably going to ping both Frostlasses, because why would you not? But we'll have to see. Today, Junior. Yep, both Frostlasses. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm going to do a little damage to the Mew. And that's going to bring it up to 130. So with Ambipom, we can actually take out Mew. So that's good for us. And I'm actually going to bench the Sneasel now. No, not now, because Mew's going down. So I'm going to bench the Aipom. And then I'm going to Ignition Energy. And I'm just going to Lillie. Give myself a whole new hand. Got a Reversal Energy. Doesn't help us in this moment because, well, we're not behind on prizing. But we also get an Ignition Energy, and that's going to help us. So that's going to take out the Mew and do 60 damage to Latias. And they're going to take another 30 damage because of my Freezing Shroud. Oh yeah, this is all coming together here. Oh, PTCGL's doing that thing where it puts the damage counters on before, and then it takes them off, and then it puts them back on. I don't know what it's doing, but 120, that's what the Latias has on her. Okay, so they benched another Latias, retreated their active Latias, and brought in the fresh Latias, but that's not going to help them because I have another Ignition Energy in my hand, so I'm just going to attach this Ignition Energy and blow them to smithereens, just like this. Discarding the Ignition Energy. I can't believe I have to choose the Ignition Energy. It's the only energy attached. And that's going to take out another Latias. And there we go. Wow, my opponent is struggling to get anything going. They don't have a Buddy-Buddy Poffin, nothing. Sheesh. I mean, it's terrible for them, but you'll love to see it for us. Speak of the devil, they got themselves the Buddy-Buddy Poffin, getting themselves a Duskull and a Dreepy, which honestly might be a little too late, but listen, they don't know that I don't have a Ignition Energy in my hand right now. Although I could Hilda and very much so get that Ignition Energy, assuming I have more. Yeah, I should have two. Nope, they're just going to concede. Well played. Alright, heading into Game 4 with yet another Snorunt, and as you guys see in the top left corner, we have marked off our main objective, and look, it's the exact same guy. Oh my goodness, I just realized I'm looking at their username. Okay, we are getting the run back on this guy. Hopefully they actually get themselves what they need, and they don't, unfortunately, they have a much better board state this time around. Wow. I think that's so funny that I'm always matching in the same people when I start recording. It doesn't happen when I'm playtesting, like it very rarely happens, but then when I start recording and I match it to the same people over and over again, I think that's so funny. I mean, I'll take the run back. Let's see if we can get the best 2 out of 3 here. Win or lose, this is most likely going to be my last matchup because it is getting kind of late, and I've been playtesting this deck for quite a while now, and I don't know, I just don't feel like using it anymore. Then I have to. Okay, well, PTCGL just won't let me do that, so I'm just going to get an Aipom, and then I'm just going to Arven and get myself another Buddy-Buddy and a Rescue Board. I think that works. Let's get myself another Snorunt and another Aipom. There we go. And I'm just going to attach this here, and I'm going to retreat into Aipom. And that's it. And then next turn, I have Ambipom and the Ignition Energy ready to go, so I can take out those 2 Dusclops so that they don't cause any problems for us. Or what I could do, I'm trying to think here. What I could also do is I could just ping the 2 Dreepies. That way, once I get my Frostlasses going, I could just take out the Dracloaks before they even become an issue. Unless they have a rare candy in their hand, which they might. Depending on what they get here. If they get a Dracpult, then they definitely have a rare candy. But if they get a Dracloak, that tells me they don't have they get a Dracloak. Okay. So, the problem is I don't have a supporter, and I don't have an Aroma, which would have been really nice right now. But unfortunately, I don't have any of that. I'm going to have to see what we can do here, realistically. And they're just going to pass it to us. Okay. I mean, That's a Froslass. That helps. But unfortunately, we don't have any more Froslass. We definitely needed more. If they can't get themselves Dragapult, we might actually be able to take the the Dracloak out though, so that could be an option for us. I'm just gonna ping the damage onto them. There we go. Get some damage on the board. And now what we need to do is for them to not evolve into Dragapult. I say that like that's such an easy task, but you never know. If they can't evolve into Dragapult, we could just take out the Dracloak, and then I could use this Ignition Energy again to take out the... Nope, there it is, the Dragapult. Oh no, the Dusknoir! Oh, they're just going to take out my Froslass. Okay. They are definitely seeing the Froslass as this threat here, which is fine. I can just Ignition Energy and take out the two little dragons. And they've already wasted a rare candy, so I don't have to worry about them getting Dragapult onto the Dreepy with that. Gonna Recon Direct. Yeah, they have a lot of means to get themselves cards right now. They're gonna Recon Direct it. They're gonna take out my Froslass with this Dusknoir. That'll get them a prize card. That's another potential. Oh no, they're gonna get themselves the TM Evo. Please don't have an energy in your hand. They have an energy in their hand. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay. Okay. Now it becomes a problem because we actually cannot touch Dragapult at all. Dragapult is a Terra Pokemon, so it can't be hurt by Sneasel. Even though it has all these damage counters on it. I really should add a TM Devo to this deck. I think TM Devo would be a good card to add here. I just have to look at the deck and look at like what we could realistically get rid of. Maybe a Ditto we can get rid of? I don't know, I have to say. We're going to evolve into Dusclops, and they have to be evolving into Dragapult. Why would you... Exactly, why would you not? Yeah, because you're a Terra Pokemon, you can't have damage put onto you. And these are not counters. This attack does 60 damage. Yeah, so... It's not good for us. Got another Aipom. Okay, let's just Ignition Energy here. So I think what I want to do is I want to prioritize the two EXs. Hopefully we can start taking them out quicker. So I think that's going to be my best bet here with the Freezing Shroud. But again, I don't have a supporter. I really need that supporter. If I had a supporter, I could get myself some more Frostlasses. We could put more damage with the Freezing Shrouds. The other problem is this guy's just going to come in and start Phantom Diving, and that's just going to completely board wipe us. So maybe this won't be the last game because I don't want to go off on a loss. And it looks like we're going to lose this matchup because my opponent has a much better board state at this point. There's an Arven. Beautiful. Okay. So that'll get me 2 more Frostlasses and another Ambipom. That's good for us. They're going to take out the Ambipom. Really? Okay. I mean, that's another prize card for us. That's good. And it's a Froslass. Beautiful. Alright, I'm definitely going to promote this Aipom. I don't care what they promote, I'm promoting Aipom. I think that's my best bet. And then I'm just going to use Arven to get myself the Aroma. God willing, it's not prized. Oh no, they got themselves the Dragapult. But that's not good. That's going to take out one of my Snowrunts or Frostlasses. No, it can't take out Frostlass. It's definitely going to take out one of my Snowrunts, though. So they're definitely taking 2 prize cards here. And they're going to boss. They're taking 2 out now. Okay. Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing turn for my opponent. And I don't like it. Okay. We are in quite the pickle right now. I think we are in a dead hand, and there's really not much else we can do at this point. Now, the good thing here is that we got Sneasel. Okay, that works. I was just about to say, we could get Sneasel. And we can actually take out Mew, so that works for us. We just need the Rescue Board, thank you. And I think we're just going to Buddy-Buddy? Is that my best bet? No, because... No, we have to get the Ambipoms out. That's a definite. We have to get the Ambipoms out. And it doesn't make sense for me to get Froslass, so let's just get Ambipoms. Let's retreat with the help of the Rescue Board. Let's get the Ambipoms going. And we're just going to deal damage to... Do I want to take out the Mew or the Latias? I think the Latias... No, take out the Mew. Latias isn't really a threat at this point. So let's take out Mew. And that's why I love the addition of Sneasel to this deck, because once your opponent has Pokemon, like, oh, and we got another Sneasel. Yes! We might have just won, guys. I don't think they could take 3 prize cards this turn because we could go straight into this wow. That prize Sneasel might have just saved us. If they don't Iono us right now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to promote the Ambipom once they take out the Sneasel. We're going to retreat into this Sneasel that I'm going to put on the bench, attach this Rocket Energy. They just played Arven, so they can't Iono it. Yeah, I think we just won, guys. Holy cannoli. Wow, the consistency right now is absolutely crazy. Unfortunately, we didn't run into any Mega opponents, so we couldn't complete side objective number 2, but listen, I'm very happy that we completed main objective number 1, and I'm very happy that we got ourselves main objective number 1 knocked off, side objective number 1 knocked off too. They're gonna retreat, that's fine with me, I don't care. Or are they gonna retreat? Why would you attach that air balloon? I don't know. Well, anyway, we have game in hand. Yeah, doesn't matter, you could Phantom Dive me, we have game in hand. That'll bring them down to 1 prize card. They're going to think that they have the win, but we're literally just going to promote the Ambipom, retreat it, and then just go into Sneasel, and that's it. Wow, that was another close call, but we managed to pull through. I can't believe it. I'm actually very happy with the showcasing that this deck has done for me so far. Okay, so we're just going to put the Sneasel down. We're going to attach this energy to you. And that's what I love about Sneasel, just 1 energy, and he's doubling the damage on your opponent's bench. There you go, 200 damage onto the Latias, taking it out, taking our last 2 prize cards. And that's it, guys, we just won. Absolutely beautiful, you love to see it. And that is going to do it for my Sneasel Ambipom deck. I actually got the idea for this deck from For the Win TCG, because I was trying to figure out a way to get Sneasel to work consistently. And I was using Uxie, I was using Froslass, I was using all these Pokemon to help spread damage, but the problem became that I didn't really have a way to get that damage on there quick enough, so my opponent would just like run through my whole team. But then when I saw it For the Win using Ambipom, I was like, you know what? Ambipom might actually be the missing piece to Sneasel. And let me tell you guys, proof was in the pudding, as they say. You guys saw it. This deck did phenomenal today. I'm very disappointed that we didn't get to complete our second objective because we didn't run into any Mega EXs, but I mean, you guys saw it. Sneasel could have easily handled a Mega EX, I believe. The other thing I wanted to say is, if you can, maybe you might want to add a Devo. I don't think it's really necessary. I mean, if your opponent is catching on to what you're doing and they don't overbench, maybe you might want to add a Devo. That's up to you guys. And maybe replace 1 counter catcher with a boss's orders just for consistency purposes, but I don't know. I feel like the Lillie and the Iono are really important for this deck, just getting that constant hand shuffling. But you guys always have great ideas in the comment section. You always know how to make the deck better, and I thank you guys so much for that. The collaboration that we do is always appreciated. But that's it. Sneasel Ambipom, very slept on dynamic duo. You guys got to try this deck for yourself. I really enjoyed it, and I really loved how well it showcased itself. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, because we are slowly making the way to 1,000 subscribers. You guys are going absolutely bananas with the subscriptions. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Let's keep it up. But until then, this has been your boy, Rare TCG, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace!